Hi Aries, welcome to your February 2016 horoscopes. Thank you so much for tuning in. These are the first horoscopes I'm doing on my channel and I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do them forever and ever. Finally, I get the chance. Alright, so let's get started on what's going to be going on for you based on your sun, moon, or rising sign in Aries in February of 2016. The sun is going to start off in your 11th house in February. And it's going to be there until February 20th when it's going to move to your 12th. So what does the sun in the 11th highlight? Well, you are going to be seen, okay? You're going to be seen within your groups and your friends, your circles that you hang out in, groups that are associated with your career, especially because you're going to have two other planets still hanging out in Capricorn until the middle of the month, which is your 10th house of career. So what can happen is, the 11th house is a friendly energy. It just wants to get along with everybody. It doesn't segregate people. It's just like, hey, I belong here, I belong there, I belong everywhere. Let's all get along. Not the same way as Venus energy, where she just really wants to make everything sweet and lovely. It's more of a neutral, like I'm neutral and I can get along with everyone, and I'm not going to be emotional about situations. I'll detach myself emotionally from situations that come up and look at them logically and resolve the problem. That's the energy of the 11th house. It's like I belong everywhere, so you are going to be seen within your associations, and with Mercury and Venus being in your 10th house until mid-month, you're going to be very busy in career. Mercury's going to be in shadow, though, until the 8th of February. So until he goes back into his full orbit of going ahead, there can be some things that still go awry. But with Venus being there, she can help you to say, you know what, boss, I'm sorry I messed up, but Mercury's in retrograde right now. Wouldn't it be an ideal world if you can tell your boss, hey, I screwed up because Mercury's in retrograde? But what you can do is say, you know what, I messed up, but I'm going to get the problem resolved. As far as friendships, it's a good time for hanging out with people. If you're cool with hanging out with your coworkers, it's a good time. With Venus being in your 10th, Venus represents love and partnership. It can mean also female figures. Female figures can be helping you out in your career area. And Mercury represents friendships. You can have a friendship within your work area, your career area, that turns into more than friends. This is a time where some people may be inclined to fall for like a boss or a co-worker, get a little relationship going on at work. I don't know if I would recommend it. I mean, if it's something that won't disrupt your career, okay. But just be mindful that you may be a little more inclined towards these romances during this time. It is a good time to focus on achievement as well, because the 10th house wants to work very hard to achieve social status. And then the 11th house is the gains and the rewards that you get from working so hard within the 10th house area. So the sun being there can help you out with that. Mercury's going to keep you busy. Venus is going to help you to smooth things out. And also females can help you out in the career sphere. Now, when the sun moves into your 12th house on February 20th, you're going to feel a little more drained. Your energy level is going to go down a little bit. By the time the sun moves into your 12th house, Venus and Mercury will be in your 11th house. Venus moves into your 11th house on February 18th, and Mercury moves into your 11th house on February 14th, on Valentine's Day. So let me tell you, Aries, if you didn't get a romance going within your career area, you may get one going within your circle of friends and people that you know, with Mercury representing friends, Venus representing love. They're in your 11th house of friendships and groups. You may find love online. You may find love within a group that you're associated with, or in a friend. They could become more than a friend. They could become a special friend. But because the sun is going to be in your 12th house, and the 12th house is a hidden house, you may want the relationship to be a little bit on the low. Your friends might start seeing, oh my goodness, look at so-and-so and so-and-so. Ooh, they're getting a little close there, aren't they? Aries and so-and-so sitting in the tree. Your friends might start recognizing that you're getting a little close to somebody within your group, but you may want to keep it on the low and hidden because the sun will be in your 12th house. Now, I will tell you that the sun in the 12th house, during this time, you may need more rest. You may need more time to just like get away. You may fizzle out pretty quickly because Aries, you are a very intense sign. You are a very energetic sign. And it's going to be a little bit odd for you to feel like, man, why do I feel so tired? Why do I feel so drained? You're going to go, and then you're going to fizzle out, you know, and you're going to need to retreat and regenerate is what you're going to need to do. So during Pisces season, it can get you to feeling more drained, but also, I know Aries, you're not very sensitive either, but during Pisces season, you may tend to get a little more soft, a little more sensitive, a little more compassionate, which isn't always a bad thing. Just be careful of playing the victim role or having others come to you for help, but playing the victim role as well. Just look out for that. Now, Mars is still going to be in your 8th house. Mars is going to be in your 8th house through the end of the month. Mars is going to be direct up until February 17th, and then he's going to start slowing down. The slowdown process is going to take 2 months. So from February through April 17th, Mars is going to slow down and prepare to go retrograde. In February, he's going to be in forward motion, okay? Just slowing down. And he's going to be in your 8th house. The 8th house is the house of joint finances. It's the house of trauma, deep psychological issues. So what can happen to you, Aries, is you may be still focusing on these things. Be careful with filing your taxes. Go over everything, especially with Mars slowing down. Try not to get into fights and spats with your partner if you have joint finances with someone else in a relationship. Also, what I have seen come up with people who have Mars traveling through their 8th house at this time, Aries, past traumas can come up. Any deep psychological issues that you haven't worked on, Mars is going to dig them up and bring them to the surface and want them to be fixed once and for all. If you don't get them fixed, let me tell you, what they're going to do is try to eat you alive. These issues will just come up and they'll replay in your head over and over again as if you're reliving the past in the present. And because the 8th house is a house of deep, intense feelings, and Mars is also deep, intense feelings too. It's a very similar energy to the 8th house. When you pair the two together, oh my gosh. And in Scorpio, it's like triple the intensity for you, Aries, in particular. If you're open to counseling and therapy, I highly recommend it. If you're open to any type of therapeutic measures, you know, that help you to just go deep within, if you're open to anything that is spiritual, that is relaxing, anything that's going to help you out with these issues. I mean, even confiding in a friend if you don't trust therapists, you know, even going for like some Reiki treatments or crystal therapy or hypnosis, anything. If you're open to any of those things, you need to get these past traumas out and resolved. Don't let them eat you alive. Don't let them make you feel paranoid or schizophrenic or like everybody is just after you and out to get you. It can get that way if you let it. But please, Aries, please don't get crazy and don't start attacking everybody for things that happened like 2 or 3 years ago and you're thinking that it's going on right now, because it isn't, okay? It's in your mind. You need it to get out into the surface and get it finally out of your life. You know, the 8th house is a house of death and rebirth and regeneration. Okay, so you need to regenerate and rise from the ashes from whatever happened to you in the past. Now, if this 8th house transit is not playing out for you in this way, Aries, then it is going to affect you in the joint finance area, you know, the taxes, the inheritances, the finance department. So use this energy wisely, and please, it's very intense, so just keep that in mind and avoid, you know, conflicts if possible. Although, Aries, I know you like to take things on head first, you know, head first into situations and get them done. That's cool. But just remember, everybody else is feeling Mars and Scorpio too, as a collective, in an intense way, but maybe in different areas. So everybody's going through it right now, Aries. Just keep that in mind. It's not just you, and try to be as diplomatic as possible. With Venus being in your 11th house of groups and relating to people, I think she'll help you out with that. Another thing that Mars in the 8th house can bring you, Aries, is issues in the past from old relationships, old intimate relationships coming up again. It can be intimate relationships like somebody that you dated, but also just someone that you're extremely close to, and issues with them coming up again, or maybe they try to step back into your life again, especially with Mercury still being in shadow and not completely direct until the 8th. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if some Aries are like, this old flame of mine tried to come back, and I had a lot of problems with them in the past, so I told them, nope, sorry, no thanks. Yeah, but you know what? If they come back around again, it can be an opportunity to just finally sever the ties, cut the ties, get those issues that you had with them out in the open and confront them head on. Aries, you're the ram. You've got the horns. You can confront things head on with no problem. So confront them head on. Tell them how they made you feel in the past. Tell them how they hurt you. Or maybe someone may come back to tell you how you hurt them. And if this happens, you know what? It needs to be laid out on the table and taken care of. So this goes along with the past trauma issue of the 8th house, because I'm looking at Mercury as well and what he's doing. So yeah, that's another thing that Mars in the 8th and Scorpio can be highlighting for Aries this month. Jupiter continues to go retrograde in your 6th house, Aries, the house of work environment, of daily routine, of health. Jupiter is a positive planet. Jupiter is all about optimism. So retrograde means going back. You could be going back within your work environment and finding ways to make it more pleasurable for you, because Jupiter is all about pleasure, you know, and really enjoying yourself to the fullest. Also, since it's health, Jupiter is positive, but also Jupiter can be a magnifying glass and magnify and expand things so that you can see them clearly, like, hey, look here, buddy, you haven't been taking care of yourself. You haven't had the best diet. And I'm going to magnify that and expand it so that you can see the problem and finally get it taken care of once and for all. And because Jupiter rules gurus, if you have a problem that's a health issue that comes up during Jupiter retrograde through your 6th house, then what you can do is you can find a proper guru or doctor to help you get it taken care of once and for all. And you can see the issue. So if any problems come up during lucky Jupiter's transit through your 6th house, Aries, just remember, he's only trying to help you, okay? He's trying to magnify the problem so that you can finally be at peace and be happy and be feeling good. Same thing with the workplace. If Jupiter magnifies a problem within the workplace and says you need to go over this, remember, nobody's out to get you. It's all for the better so that you can enjoy your work environment. On the 8th of February, there's going to be a new moon in Aquarius, and that's in your 11th house. So along with all the other 11th house activities that's going on from the other planets, Aries, you can have a new beginning happen in your house of friendships. With Venus traveling through there as well, I don't know, I sense some of you Aries, like I strongly sense some of you guys hooking up with a friend or somebody within a different group that you associate yourself with. So new moon in the 11th, it can also mean, if it's not relationships or, you know, new friendships or anything like that, you can make some new business connections, some new networks that you're, you know, connecting with. You can also have a new title or honor be presented to you for all the hard work that you've been doing during Capricorn season, with your 10th house of career being highlighted. On February 22nd, there is a full moon at 3 degrees Virgo, and that's in your 6th house of the work environment. So here we go again, work and health. Okay, you can have a new beginning. Maybe Jupiter may have brought something magnified to your attention when it comes to your health, and the full moon brings it to a head. Like, you know what, you really need to finally look over this issue, go over it, and finally get it taken care of to where you can enjoy yourself, okay, within your work environment. Same with your health. You know, the full moon can bring things to a head with your health. You can also have a new routine incorporated into your life that helps you with your health or your work environment. You can start a new diet at this time, a new exercise routine. You can start walking instead of, you know, driving to a short distance. You can also start taking a new route to work because maybe the old one wasn't working. Maybe a new boss or supervisor comes into your work environment because, remember, Jupiter's there too. Jupiter represents guru figures. So you could have a new boss come up, you know, maybe the retrograde motion made one boss leave, and now the full moon makes another boss step in. Also, the sixth house is like, you know, your work environment, to where there could be something that comes to a head when it comes to your, like, your coworkers. The full moon highlights and brings things to a head and a culmination, because they were lying beneath the surface or lying dormant for too long, Aries. So this is a good time to make some changes, creating a comfortable and favorable, pleasurable work environment, and getting your health right so that you feel your best. What the hell was this helicopter? Oh my God, I need my microphone. All right, Aries, so overall for February 2016, your focuses are going to be emphasizing your career, the goals that you have within your career, the social circles and networks that you have, your friendships, maybe a little romance within career or friendship circles, and also getting past traumatic experiences out on the table, healed from them, regenerated, so that you can be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. All right, my Aries people, till next month, take care.